You have done the work. You have entered your imagination and faithfully assumed the feeling of your wish fulfilled. You have felt the relief, the joy, the quiet satisfaction of its reality. You have planted your seed in the fertile ground of consciousness and fallen asleep in that new state. And then nothing. Your days turn into a week. The world outside remains stubbornly the same. The phone does not ring. The letter does not arrive. The circumstances do not change. A deafening silence follows your act of faith. And it is in this silence, this divine interval, that the greatest test occurs. It is here that doubt begins to whisper. Was it just a dream? Am I only fooling myself? Perhaps this law does not work for me. It is in this lull, this sacred pause, that 99% of people abandon their assumption, and in doing so, abandon their desire just moments before it was due to be born. But what if I told you that this silence is not a sign of failure? What if this lull is not an absence of movement, but is, in fact, the most crucial and powerful phase of creation? Stay with me, for you are about to learn the secret of what truly happens in the dark, right before the dawn. That silence you experience after you have impressed your subconscious mind, it is not empty. It is not a sign that your prayer was unheard. On the contrary, it is a sign that the seed has been successfully planted. Think of it this way. When a farmer plants a seed in the ground, he does not dig it up every hour to see if it is growing. To do so would be an act of foolishness, an act of doubt that would destroy the coming harvest. No, the wise farmer plants the seed, and then he enters a state of faith. He trusts the appointed interval of time between the sowing and the reaping. He knows the seed is now working under the ground in darkness, hidden from his senses. Your imaginal act is that seed. The feeling of your wish fulfilled is the water that nourishes it. The period of silence that follows, the lull, is the sacred time of gestation. In the scriptures, this is called the Sabbath. It is the state of rest you enter after the creative act is done, a state of quiet conviction, a mental stillness. It is a profound trust in the unseen process. The mistake so many make is that they cannot endure this divine interval. They plant their seed in the evening with faith, but in the morning, they dig it up with worry. They look at their external world for proof, for a sign. This is like the impatient farmer digging for a sprout. It only serves to kill the seed. Your job, after you have faithfully performed your imaginal act, is to do nothing. It is to take your hands off. It is to trust that the seed is now taking root in the vast unseen world of your consciousness. This quiet period, this lull, is not the absence of creation. It is the very evidence that creation has begun. So you have planted your seed and entered the Sabbath. You now find yourself in the lull, the divine interval. This is where the real art is practiced. How, then, do you successfully navigate this sacred silence? Here are your tools. First, you must stop looking for signs. The desperate need for a sign from the outer world is a confession of your own doubt. It is the act of the impatient farmer digging up the soil. When you anxiously question your every waking moment, when you search for any outward sign that it is working, you are not demonstrating faith. You are demonstrating a lack of it. Your imaginal act was the ultimate sign. It is done. The work is finished. Your only task now is to occupy the state of the wish fulfilled. Turn your attention away from the need for external proof. Second, label your doubts as old news. The world will continue to present you with the shadows of your past state for a time. A bill may arrive. A person may say something contrary to your desire. doubt will attempt to rise. Do not fight it. Do not argue with it. Simply label it. When a thought of lack enters your mind, see it for what it is, and echo. Mentally say to it, this is old news. This is a reflection of a state I no longer occupy. By labeling it, you refuse to identify with it. You strip it of its power. It is no longer a living reality, but merely a fading remnant of a past you have already changed within. Third, use the pruning shears of revision nightly. This is your most powerful tool for daily maintenance. At the end of each day, before you enter your imaginal act for sleep, take a moment to review the day. Did you have a moment of doubt? Did you feel a pang of fear? Did you have a negative in a conversation? If so, you must revise it in your imagination. Rewrite that moment. Replay the scene as you wished you had experienced it. Feel the feeling of confidence and faith you wished you had felt. This act cleanses the day's negative impressions. It ensures that you do not carry the weeds of doubt into the fertile garden of your sleep. It reinforces your primary assumption and keeps your inner world pure and aligned with your desire. These are your tools to trust the silence. Use them with discipline, and your breakthrough is assured. This principle of persistence is a tale as old as time. There is a wonderful parable in the scriptures that illustrates this perfectly. A man goes to his friend's house at midnight, for he has an unexpected guest and no bread to offer. He knocks on the door. From within, his friend replies, "Do not bother me. The door is now shut, and my children are with me in bed. I cannot rise and give you anything." Now, what does the man outside do? Does he argue? Does he plead? Does he bang on the door with anger? No, he simply persists. He continues to knock, not with aggression, but with a calm, unwavering assumption that his friend, being his friend, will eventually provide for him. He is, in that moment, living completely from the end of his wish fulfilled. In his mind, the bread is already his. The only thing left is for the door to open. And the scripture tells us that because of the man's persistence, his shameless audacity in holding to his assumption, the friend within will rise and give him as many loaves as he needs. You are the man outside the door. Your desire is the bread you seek, and the world, or God, or your own deeper consciousness is the friend within. When you have made your request in imagination, the door may seem shut for a time. Reality may tell you, "Go away, I cannot give you anything." Your task is not to argue with that reality. Your task is to persist quietly and faithfully in the feeling of your wish already being true. You must knock on the door of your own consciousness with the feeling of your prayer already answered. If you persist in that assumption, the door must eventually open. Like the friend at midnight. If you persist in your assumption, the door must open. It has no choice. The unfolding of your desire may come suddenly like a flash of lightning, or it may come so naturally, so subtly, that you may be tempted to call it a coincidence, a lucky break. But you will know the truth. You will know that the entire sequence of events, the chance encounters, the phone calls, the so-called lucky breaks, was merely the bridge of incidents that your own consciousness orchestrated to bring your assumption into the world of form. You will come to understand that circumstances are not your masters. They are your servants, utterly obedient to your inner state. The two pillars of all creation are these: faith in the reality of your unseen desire and persistence in that assumption until it becomes your natural state of being. This is the law of your own being. You are the operant power in your world. You are the God of your reality, choosing what you will bring forth by the assumptions you dare to entertain. So I leave you with this. Do not be afraid of the love. Do not fear the silence. See it for what it is, the sacred interval where creation is taking place, hidden from your mortal eyes. Dare to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Persist in that feeling, no matter what your reason or your senses may tell you. Live from that end, for in consciousness, the end is where you always are. Your only responsibility is to remain faithful to your imaginal act. The world will handle the rest. Please share with us what is the one desire you will now persist in assuming as true, no matter what the shadows on the wall may show you. And now, let us go into the silence.